Hey guys, this is NS Productions 8104 here today, and today we got a little bit of a different video than normal. Today we have a channel update slash changes video that I'm going to tell you guys about and see how you guys think about it. So, first thing on the agenda is the railroad. After several years, I have finally figured out a name to name the railroad, which is what I've used to record my reviews and run trains and show guests what model railroading is all about. So, after consideration, I am naming this the Norfolk Southern Lakeview Sub. Now, the reasoning why I name it the Lakeview Sub, well, where I live, I have a view of the Norfolk Southern Lake Erie District and a view of the CSX West Erie Sub. So, and the fact I live on a town that's right along the coast of Lake Erie, Lakeview Sub makes sense in terms of my eyes. And why Norfolk Southern? Well, because that's what I model. So, on the railroad here in front of us today, we got the beautiful MTH GS4, numbered 4449. And we got the scale trains ET44AC with its freight consist, including the scale trains AC4400 CW. So next thing on the agenda is the monthly model showcase. As you guys have been aware, I've been struggling to stay up on the series, and not only that, but the series hasn't done very well. Out of all the episodes I've posted, which is I think about 7, only 2 have gotten decent views. The first one, astronomically good, almost 1,000 views within 30 days. Great. After that, it's pretty much flatlined. The next one was the one of the MTH Daylight here. That one did about 500 views and then tanked. All the other ones barely reached 40 views. Some of them didn't even reach 30. So, I'm tossing out the series. Obviously, you guys want to see what I got and what I've been working on and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard for me to do it once a month, especially with my personal life, work life, especially now with my work, because where I work, it is grape processing season, so it's full bore operations, 24/7, 7 days a week till we're done with the grape harvest. So that's going to make it hard to do a monthly model showcase for the month of September and October. So I've just given up on the series, but not the concept. So, since we now officially have named the railroad, now I got a new series which I'm going to call the Lakeview Backshots. Basically, where every other month, every 3 months, something like that, I'll post a video on some of the models I've been working on the last several months. What I've done to them, what needs to be done, what's next in the process, and stuff like that. I'll also be showing you some of the cooler rolling stock I collect over the next several during that time period, such as maybe new release Walters mainline freight cars, or just some new cars I picked up to add to the collection. Because I don't want to do them on the layout updates every time, because that just gets tedious, and then the videos get astronomically long. And it shouldn't be about solely about the roster. It should be about the railroad. I know some months there's not going to be much progress, and there's going to be some times where I've made huge amounts of progress. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. So a couple videos I got planned coming up is the first episode of the Lakeview Backshots, and it's going to be coming up here in probably about a couple weeks. It's definitely going to be up by the end of the month. There's a train show coming up on the 5th of December where I live. So I'll be shooting some clips from that. I'm going to have a little model train display hopefully running. Stuff along those lines. I'm also going to have a video of the roster. Because over the last couple months, I've gotten some new engines. I've sold off some things. Some things have broken, and now they're in the scrap pile. But you know where I'm getting at. Well, I'll show you we'll do a roster video, and we'll do something similar to what almost everyone else does out there for roster videos. I'll line up all the engines, and then towards the end of the video, we'll be done with it, and then we'll get some run-bys of some of the few locomotives I like to run. Like right now, I finally got the track fixed so where I can run this daylight very nicely, and I also fixed the daylight itself. So the biggest issue with these NTH daylights is that these front pilots hang ridiculously low and like to clip the tops of the rails if it's not completely level. Well, my motto was really bad. Unless the track was perfect, this thing wasn't going to run. So what I did was I took some 010 styrene and I glued and cut out a piece of the shape of the bottom of the plow here. Actually, you can see a little bit there. I still got to do a little bit of touch-up paint. But basically, it's just a little piece of styrene there to help insulate it from hitting the tops of the rails. Another thing I found out is that this front pilot was actually bent down and hanging too low. Especially right here where you got the facade here on the side of the locomotive that actually hides detail behind this. If you remove this, it'll look just like a war baby. But this was hanging too low, so what I did was I removed this because this whole front section can come off. There's 2 screws hidden right here behind the cylinders on the frame. I removed them, pulled it out, filed the frame down, filed the front pilot down a little bit so it mounts up a little higher. Then when I reattached it, I noticed it was crooked. So I bent it up just a hair, but be very careful. Do not do this too much. This is cast metal. It's not flexible like formed metal is. Cast metal is very brittle, and it can only move a little bit. So I did do that, and now this thing runs beautifully. In fact, it's got a decent-sized passenger consist behind it, as you can see. And because I equipped this with the traction tire driver, this thing can pull it, and I have no issues. So I'm pretty sure that's all what we had to talk about. So yeah, keep your eyes out, and we'll have a roster video coming up. I'll show you all my new engines, because I may or may not have an engine or two coming in that I found on Facebook for a very good price, and it's a custom. So I don't know if that's going to be in the roster video or the Lakeview Backshots video, depending on when I get it, what I have to do to it. I know it's got LEDs for front headlights, rear headlight, and ditch lights. It's got working ditch lights on both ends. But they're bringing it up with the rest of my models. As most of you people know, since I buy scale trains, I try to match almost all my engines to their kind of quality and features. So on almost any GE model that's not a scale trains, I've added the walkway lights. I've added truck lights where appropriate. I've lit the number boards if I'm able to. Another thing I am slowly going to be working on over the next several months here is my Athearn Genesis fleet is no longer going to be powered by Tsunami 2. Don't get me wrong, I love Tsunami 2. They're great decoders. They're great if you're just going to use Tsunami. And I'm not kidding, I struggle to get Tsunami 2 speed match, well, not really anymore, not since I figured out the one feature. The motor delay on these ESU equipped locomotives is a slight motor delay that really hinders the operation of the two, but CV164, you turn that to 0 and you get rid of that problem. So, no, it ain't CV164. I think that's the Bell. I think it's actually CV64. Something like that. Or, no, I'll tell you guys when I do a video on speed matching, because I got a couple tutorials planned. Oh, that's another thing we forgot to talk about, tutorials. So, I got a couple tutorials planned. I'm going to show you how to actually put TCS Wildsound into a Proto 2000 Burke. I recently bought a new one, and I've custom painted it and styled it to match Nickel Plate Road 765. Right now, it's currently got a Loc Pilot decoder in it. Another tutorial I'm going to show you guys on how to do. What was that other project? Oh, how to fix your old broken Bachmann steam engines with the iconic split nylon gears. I have found a way that works really well for fixing it, and yet it doesn't cost too much to repair. It does take a little bit of skill, so I would not recommend anyone doing this and they're new to the hobby, don't know how to do anything like that, I would consider this a more moderate to expert skill level. But that tutorial will be coming out soon. I got a couple steam engines I got to fix for my museum. We have our big event, Christmas at the Station, coming up here. It's going to be the last weekend of November, first weekend of December, here in Northeast PA. Their address is 31 Wall Street. It will be from noon to 4, and we actually have our dining car open from noon to 2:30. Noon to 2, noon to 2:30. You can order lunch and have lunching in an authentic diner car, made in the authentic diner car, because it's got a fully working kitchen in the dining car. It's got seating, so you can order like grilled cheeses, chili, hot dogs, chips. You can get hot cocoa, coffee, pop, water, you name it. It's not going to be like a gourmet style. It's like a quick lunch, grilled cheese, hot dogs, chili, stuff like that. And it's a real big hit, especially around here. So, if you guys are coming up this way around that time, especially around the holidays, come up and check us out. We got some pretty unique stuff. Another thing that's going to be coming up here is a train. I already mentioned the train show, I believe. If not, it's the first weekend of November, so I'll be taking videos and stuff of that and posting them on here. We've been recently redoing the model railroad at the museum, and I've been the project lead on it, and I'll be taking some videos. I got some pictures of some progress shots of us working on it. So we'll do a video and a tour of that here in the next couple weeks too. Actually, I might film that this weekend and get it out to you guys soon. We're not quite finished with it, but we are pretty close to being done with it. It looks amazing. It runs amazing. We can run almost anything on it. This past weekend, we were running the Daylight on it. We ran the Big Boy. We ran a Bessemer Lake Erie Santa Fe type of 210-2. That ran good. We've ran the diesels on it. It can accommodate anything. We got it so where now the track work's no longer picky, and it's actually nice to have really nice stuff like the Daylight here run, especially after the fixes I did to it. So that's going to be the latest. So that's the latest update on the channel and where we're at and what's going to happen for the next couple years. I will say, if the videos are a little lacking, I am sorry in advance. Some personal stuff has happened the last couple months, which I'm not going to tell on here due to the fact that people involved don't want to be out there on YouTube and stuff. But I've recently gotten engaged, so now my fiance and I, we're going to try to be planning a wedding and stuff like that, so that's going to take up some time, which means probably less videos. But when I do get new products, like the Scale Trains run of ES44s, they're due here in the end of November, so I ordered one of those. I ordered the Lehigh Valley for obvious reasons. So I'll have a review of that as soon as it comes in. I'll get the review out of that and get that done. I got not a Scale Trains. I have an Athearn Genesis 2.0 Ace. Actually, I got two of them on pre-order. I just pre-ordered the ear unit from their latest announcement a couple months ago. Pre-ordered that with sound. I got a 2.0 Ace number 1100 coming in. I got the Atlas 3-pack well cars coming in, the triple pack, the 53-foot wells. I got one of those coming in. I got some of the Walthers 64-foot reefer cars coming in, the Trinity reefer cars coming in. I have 4 of those coming in. I got, I think, maybe 2 or 3. I think I got 3 UP, 1 BNSF. I have one of the Scale Trains Thermo Kings coming in. So, not a lot more stuff on pre-order like this time last year when we had the Tier 4, the 2-9s, the AC 4400, plus the Ace. So, not as much stuff on pre-order this time around, but there's still going to be a decent amount of pre-order stuff coming in to keep you guys fed, especially since the reviews is what really gets the views on my channel, is the reviews. I do want to do a couple more compilations of model trains running around the railroad, since, now I got all this really nice equipment, we got the daylight with sound, we got almost my entire fleet has got sound, except for maybe less than a dozen diesel engines, and basically all my steamers except for 3 of them, actually 4 of them, because DCC sound decoders are expensive. But I do have DCC, and pretty much the majority of my fleet now. I think I only got 3 engines left. Yes, I have 3 engines. They're all steam that I really want to get DCC in. The one is the Bowser kit, the Bowser Penline K4 kit. The other one's the Bachmann Spectrum. That's going to need some major cosmetic overhaul before that gets DCC. And then the last engine is actually my second Niagara. So that's going to get DCC. Everything else has already got DCC. Actually, my one dash, I got 2 Santa Fe Dash 9s. The one needs DCC still. But that's going to my dad. I don't need 2 of the same road number. And he's a big fan of Santa Fe and the UP. And he just got back into the hobby. So that's where that engine's going to go. It's going to go to a good home. Now my next phase is, after I put DCC in all these, is going to slowly start spending the money in converting all of my engines to ESU Locksound V5, except for the steam engines. Those are primarily going to either stay what they originally have, so Broadway is going to be their rolling Paragon series, and TH is going to be their PS3 series. The Bachmanns, they're going to say TCS WoW Sound. Like I said, I'm going to install WoW Sound into my 765, because they're the only company who's got an accurate 765 whistle. I looked through ESU and all the sound files. They don't have a sound file for a Berkshire or anything like that. And they don't have the whistle. Because if you're going to model 765, you got to have the iconic 765 whistle. Eventually, I would like to install TCS WoW Sound in all of my steam engines, because there is a way to actually use the smoke units. I have a friend at the museum who has done that conversion and has done that, and I want him to teach me to do it so that I can eventually do it to all of my steamers and make them all the same. Because TCS WoW Sound's a really nice decoder. Also, they got that really great warranty. So yes, that is the channel update. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments and your thoughts and opinions about what's coming up and what's going on going forward with the channel. I really think this is going to be a better direction than what it was, because it was kind of messy. It was kind of slapped together at the last second. Now we have an official name for the railroad, which means now I'm going to create a Facebook page about it, the Norfolk Southern Lakeview Sub, and all that fun stuff. One other thing before we go. I have just recently bought a EE Hobby RC excavator, the full metal electric version that can be converted to hydraulic if I want to, which I will probably do later down the road. But I do have that, so let me know if you guys want to see some videos of that. We're doing some stuff outside, because I'm also planning on getting the EE Hobby newest Volvo rock truck, articulated dump truck. They just redesigned their dump truck and is more now to scale with the excavator, and also now has all-wheel drive, articulation both sideways and horizontal, so now it can go over very rough terrain. Like I said, it's got all-wheel drive, so it can now drive around anywhere. It can also dump a lot more than the previous model, which I own here, as some of you guys have seen in a couple of videos probably in the background. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the new ideas for the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.